Tag TV and Tag Radio be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Immersed in the rapid evolution of technology and the soon-to-be ubiquitous computer-man singularity, take a moment and consider a time when numbers did not exist. That's right, your calculator was the human hand and fingers. Okay, that worked for a while, but wait a minute, not so fast. What if you needed to count larger quantities? Say like the merchants that not only bought and sold or traded goods, soon they needed to keep track of their cost and be able to calculate a profit. Abacus, a Latin word most experts agree of Greek origin, described a counting board, more the meaning an aid to use for counting. The funny thing is, the reality remains the same even up to the digital age and beyond. The human operating the abacus performs calculations in their head. The abacus are not calculators, rather physical aids to keep track of the sums and build assumptions for efficient and effective results. Greetings, everyone. It's Friday, February 1st, 2013, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. Up to the Tech Talk, IT solutions should solve business problems and drive operational efficiency. Do yours? At issue, the combination of IT knowledge and expertise with the challenge to resource the extensive breadth of new computing, networking, and storage aids to determine the right solution for your business needs and budget. Tino shares the thought leadership, experience, and expertise of Patrick Hiller, CEO of Abacus Solutions, an Atlanta-based IT solution provider that brings together technology and expertise to meet strategic business challenges. It's not just about computing, networking, storage, and security anymore. It's how to combine equipment, design and installation, manage services, support, and outsourcing, while you face the day-to-day competitive marketplace dynamics, the demand to add real economic value to your products and services, and oh yes, do it all with reduced cost. Patrick's highly effective work environment at Abacus is as uniquely empowering as the company's solutions. Tino takes us inside Abacus to hear Patrick's insights into the Abacus hard work ethic, team-wide client responsibility approach, and the company's talk freely to problem-solve atmosphere. Before his career in IT industry, Patrick was in sales at IBM. He went on to become a divisional VP for VSS, a premier IBM partner, all prior to co-founding Abacus Solutions over a decade ago. Abacus, the human need to keep track of every transaction and be able to gain effective and efficient ideas and knowledge to craft solutions. Great name for a company that gets it in today's and tomorrow's business IT-critical economy. The Tech Talk turns to IT solution thought leadership as Tino speaks with Abacus co-founder and CEO Patrick Hiller.
Patrick, welcome to Tech Talk.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great. Hey, it's great to have Abacus on the program today. And I think a good place to start for our listening audience, I think a lot of people, given that Abacus has such a great reputation in Georgia and beyond, know about Abacus. But tell us a little bit about what Abacus does.
Well, Abacus is an IT infrastructure solutions provider. We're headquartered here in the Georgia area. And our expertise and focus has really been around the infrastructure of virtualization around the servers, the storage, anything to do with the network, anything to do with the client endpoint, whether that's a tablet or a laptop, the security around that, and managed services. We have a huge practice where we will manage your environment for you in our data centers, and we do support, and we have cloud-based solutions like backup or just different things that we manage. So those are some of the things that we do, Tino. So.
I know you have a really broad portfolio, and it's been growing, I guess, horizontally as well as you're going deeper in a lot of these areas, too, which is great. And that gives you, I think, a lot more insight into what's happening in the IT market today. And I know you and I have talked about this, that it's really been changing dramatically. And so I think our listeners would like your perspective on what do you believe the major IT trends are moving forward as we look into a new 2013. And then where does Abacus go in respect to those changes?
Well, Tino, historically, IT has been a back office function, and the focus has been efficiency. And this will always be a big part of IT, but IT will continue to increase in the front of the business, and technology will drive more profits by creating easier ways to do business. And examples include like more self-help kiosks like Redbox or self-checkout at Kroger, even see mobile device checkout like at the Apple Store or Nordstrom's, and those are just a few examples. And we're also seeing that the consumerization of technology really has reset expectations. People will expect the same thing from corporate IT departments that they would get from like a Amazon.com or Netflix or Facebook. And we also see that the endpoint device is evolving. Windows 8 was just announced. There's a whole bunch of new tablets that are out there. Citrix virtual desktop is a huge trend right now, and we're really going to have to work harder and smarter than ever to manage and secure those devices. I mentioned virtualization. We've done a great job virtualizing the servers and the storage, and we're really seeing the network becoming more virtualized through software-defined networks. And another hot topic we see is flash storage, and this is for low latency applications in the data center. And just like we're getting pounded with the term big data. Yep. And many businesses are trying to figure out, what offers that. And this has been around for a very long time. And I think the major difference between now and then is there's just a lot more data, and there's a lot better tools out there. And tackling what you're going to do with your big data is really a big project, but it can be done with great results when the team is committed. And another, of course, probably the largest trend we see out there has been going on for many years is the whole thing around cloud computing. And, we see most companies have tackled this in one way or another. And the trends that we see is most companies are really not, when their data centers get old, they're really not updating these facilities. And we see them moving a lot to the colo providers or the mega data centers. And they'll more than likely will build their own private cloud and their own private cage. So that's kind of what most people are doing. But, plenty of companies are still sending some stuff out to the public cloud like Amazon Web Services. It might be email. It might be a less critical application. But most of the critical applications are going to stay under corporate control. And really, Tino, the technology today is so much better than the past to make sure that systems are up 100% of the time with no outages at all. And naturally, with exponentially more data, it is more complicated, but the technology is available. It is a must, in our opinion, to have a qualified partner to integrate it all and to make sure it's being used correctly. If you have a critical application that must be up 100% of the time, public cloud is not the way to go. A custom build being replicated across multiple data centers is the way to go. And lastly, and most importantly, is security. This is still at the top of the list of what the CIOs worry about the most, making sure only authorized people have access. And the great news is there are better tools out there than ever today, and we're winning the fight against the bad guys. And, Tina, many of the trends I've mentioned, Abacus can help accomplish. And this is where we are today, and this is definitely where we're going.
Yeah, and that's a good segue to my next question, because what Abacus is doing for companies requires top talent. And Abacus has always had a reputation. I think you've kind of built your business along the lines of a reputation of having some really talented IT engineers, and not just in Georgia, but probably across the Southeast. And I know you have your own recruiting tactics you may or may not want to talk about on a radio program, but how important has it been to do that recruiting and then keeping that, because I know you have a really strong retention rate as well. So recruiting and keeping top IT talent, like IT engineers, be an example.
Right. Well, Abacus is a company based on its team members, and our team is very talented. And the only way we can deliver at the highest quality level is to have the most well-trained and naturally talented team members. I mean, talent wants to work with other talented people, and we do have a rigorous process in how we find, recruit, and keep that talent. And this creates an environment where we have very low team member turnover, which fosters a very low client turnover. And we see loyalty as a two-way street, and we take this very seriously. And we promote work-life balance, and this has worked very well for us.
Well, that says a lot, and says a lot for you and the other leaders of the company. I'm again going to shift gears, and first of all, thank you for your longtime support of TAG. I think it's been a great partnership. This year, you decided to move up to the platinum level, which we appreciate. Talk a little bit about, for those that maybe haven't drank the Kool-Aid yet, if you will, about why it's important to be involved with an organization like TAG and what it's meant to Abacus.
Well, we decided a long time ago to focus locally, and this means we get involved with the community, and this includes that we get involved with the Technology Association of Georgia. And to me, TAG is the epitome of a community working together for a common cause. And it's to foster growth in Georgia through technology, and everybody wins when we get involved. And each year we have raised our commitment level to TAG, and I'm happy we're able to invest in the highest level sponsorship at the platinum level. And I do have complete faith in the TAG team to use the sponsorship dollars to do great work. In addition to TAG, we do great things in other philanthropy causes around town. But, I think one of the things that, everyone needs to know if you are thinking about sponsorship with TAG is that you do a great job of helping promote our brand loyalty. And I think, all the years that the team has been a sponsor, every year we want to increase that sponsorship. So I think that speaks volumes to how much we believe in the work that you're doing and how much we believe in doing more locally for the community in the IT world.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. Appreciate it, and we appreciate your support. You interface every day with IT directors, CIOs, CTOs, people within that division, and you and I both know that there's quite a bit of demand for ROI. Leaders to do more with less seem to be a real strong phrase, 2008, 2009, 2010 for sure, but that's not changing anytime soon in terms of the expectation that technology is going to create more efficiency. So what would you say to the IT directors listening in terms of how to continuously keep their IT infrastructure secure, up-to-date, compliant, while factoring in that diminishing budget and resources?
Well, in my opinion, most IT directors know to hire good teams, and they know how to kind of get everyone aligned on what the mission is. So that's pretty common knowledge. But sometimes we see them stop there, and I've always highly recommended our IT professionals, our clients, the IT directors, to really try to figure out how to get involved outside of their company for perspective. And generally speaking, when we see IT teams who seek outside perspective from either a peer group or outside firms like Abacus, they're more effective in their role. And the great news is that the research and development teams of the technology creators continue to add great tools and the systems that work better and cost less. But really, quite frankly, it is a lot of work to understand really what's the best of purpose for what they're trying to do. And there's just so much information out there, and that's really where a firm like Abacus can help out, is because we're the ones that will vet all the different technologies, and we're the ones who figure out do they work. We're the ones who put everything in our test labs, and we really work them hard, and we're the ones that figure out where the shortcomings are from what the marketing says they can do, and we figure out what they really can do. So really just relying on outside help, that's the most important thing, because there's only so much you can do kind of inside the walls of your own company. But when we've seen companies go out there and seek that outside help, they do so much better.
Well, that's a great answer. I've got time for one more question, and I think it goes back to Abacus' growth over the past 12 years and really that loyalty that you've been able to develop between you and the customers. If there was a couple things you could point to, what do you attribute that continued success and growth to? What would that be?
Well, Abacus has been blessed with 12 consecutive years of growth and 12 consecutive years of profitability. And the reason is we change with the times, and we change proactively. We listen to our customers. We listen to the technology experts. And then we invest heavily in our people. We invest heavily in our infrastructure, really based on what matters to the client. We are trusted by our clients, and this has been built over time. Simply, we do what we say we're going to do, and we just do that over and over. And luckily, Georgia is a well-networked, and people talk, and this is a good thing for us. And lastly, I want to add, that really what people want from us is or our intellectual property really is our perspective and our expertise. And this is how we can help the clients, is to offer this perspective, and we're happy to help it as long as it's the right fit for both parties.
Well, it's a pretty simple formula, but it's hard to deliver, and you guys are proving that you can do it at Abacus. So, Patrick, thanks again for joining me on Tech Talk. Congratulations on the growth of the company, and thanks for everything you do for the community.
All right, Tina, thank you very much for having me on the show.